Welcome back to PH.d TV, and today we'll be going over if you like this, you will like that fragrances. Now this is basically going to be if you like this expensive fragrance, you're probably going to like this cheaper fragrance. Because as we know, a lot of real big fragrances, especially designer fragrances, they can be found in that $50 to $80 to even over $100 range area. And if you're creative Ventus, you're gonna be found at $360, and that's just really unrealistic for the everyday gentleman. So this is not to discount anything on the if you like this list. We're just gonna look at the cheaper options on the if you like this, you'll like that. So going with number one, I just mentioned it, creative Ventus for $360. If you like that one, you will love this. And this is Armaf Club Dead Nuit Intense for men. Now this is gonna get you the job done pretty darn easy for about $27 compared to $360. And you can find this cheaper, but the average I've typically found it is right at $27. Now when you do spray it the first time, do understand the opening will not be the exact same. Even people who say that this is the best creative Ventus clone has said that the opening is by far not the same. In fact, you're probably going to get something like a lemon pledge smell, which isn't really all that bad because it is a clean smell. But you're not gonna get these creative Ventus notes until the mid and the base notes and things like that. But the thing is, that's ultimately what we'll end up smelling 80% of the time once you put that initial spray on. So again, if you like creative Ventus for $360, you'll be happy to find out that this is one for $30 alternative that is just as good in my opinion. I'm probably not gonna get creative Ventus over this because why would I get the same thing? Ultimately the same thing, and I know that's sacrilege in the fragrance world. I'm probably just gonna stick with this. Now this next one easily is going to be the cheapest one on the list to begin with in terms of the if you like list. Davidoff Cool Water. And from big fragrance connoisseurs, I might get in trouble for this, but if you like this, and with 2020 being a hard time for us all, if you don't have 25 to $27 to get a big bottle, or maybe even 20 to get a 3.4 ounce, I do feel that Bog Really Ripped Abs body spray is going to be a great cheap alternative. In my opinion, Bog Really Ripped Abs does have a very similar scent to Davidoff Cool Water in the dry down. Initially, you are gonna get that real heavy body spray sting to it, but once it dries down into a very, overall aromatic scent, kind of like this guy, it's gonna be the same thing. And it's $7 for about an 8-ounce bottle. And there's nothing wrong with going to body sprays. It is a fragrance. This is a fragrance channel. But as I said, this is if you like this, you will like that. Bleu de Chanel. Okay, so if you've seen some of my other videos, you've seen that I have said that Bleu de Chanel is one of my favorites. In fact, it holds one of my favorite memories. It reminds me a lot of my uncle. But this can be found at $100, $125 potentially. It's not the world's cheapest scent. It does come from the house of Chanel after all. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll see that I do find Jimmy Choo Man, which you can find a 6.3 ounce, 6.7 ounce for about $50 on fragrancenet.com. And even though that these are not the exact same at all, I do get the vibe that this goes under the same bloodline. These are like brother, sister, cousins, whatever you want to call it. I think they're similar enough to be considered on this list because this makes me think of that and this makes me think of that. But you will find this at $125 typically, and you'll find this for about $50 for 6.7 ounce on fragrancenet.com. The next on this list I actually don't have in person, but we've all smelled Ralph Lauren Polo Bleu, whether it be the Eau de Toilette, the Parfum, but in this case, we're gonna go with the Eau de Toilette version. For someone who's not in the fragrance game, that might be the most recognizable blue scent. But you will be finding that in that $75, $85 to even maybe $100 more range. I would actually suggest this instead. And this is Calvin Klein Eternity Aqua. I think this just has a lot more personality. And yes, it does have that synthetic aqua vibe to it, that very blue scent that typically comes with a blue fragrance in a blue bottle. And yes, it can come off relatively generic, but so is Polo Bleu. Except with this one, I do get some saltwater vibes. I do see this being just much more mass appealing for all people because Polo Bleu to me, it does come across as a scent that tries to smell expensive and even debatably for a semi-older audience, whereas this you can wear until the day that you die, and if you're in that younger audience, this will make you smell like the man. I just think this is overall a better fragrance, and as you've probably seen in one of my other videos, this is easily gonna be in my fragrance collection as long as they make it. This is my favorite summer blue throw-on scent. You just can't beat it. Now this last one, I don't have either one of these on hand. If you like Armani Code. I do feel like, again, for the world that we live in 2020, COVID-19, budgets are tight, and we just don't have $87 to $100 to spend on a 3.5 ounce fragrance, especially from the house of Armani. If you like Armani Code, you will like Bod Black. Once again, you'll be spending about $100 or less, a touch less, $80 minimum, unless you find it a little cheaper online somewhere. You'll be spending $100 for 3.5 ounces versus $7 for 8 ounces. And again, the dry down is where it gets the points here. It will not be an exact identical copy of said fragrance. You can definitely tell Bod Black used inspiration from Armani Code in order to get its scent. And I like Armani Code, and I'm gonna say, it obviously being from Armani, it will have very good and very long lasting effects. Very mass appealing, very sexy, it does the job. But as I said, for the concept of this video, if you like Armani Code, you will like Bod Black. And that's my list for today. Thank you so much for watching PH.d TV. If you like this type of video, let me know. I can do another one with another 5 fragrances that if you like this, you will like that type ideas. And as always, please like and subscribe down below. As always, be careful, stay safe, and stay fresh. I'll see you next time.